Hello, you are watching Shalom World News. I'm Rory McLennan, coming to you from Glasgow, Scotland. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres invoked a rarely used power as he called for an immediate ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. The UN chief delivered a letter to the President of the Security Council invoking Article 99 of the United Nations Charter and warning the members of the Council about the global threat posed by the Gaza war. According to Article 99, the Secretary-General may bring any issue that he believes could jeopardise the upkeep of global peace and security to the Security Council's notice. Meanwhile, the UN World Food Programme, led by Cindy McCain, is under fire for anti-Israel bias. That's after staff complained Ms McCain did not call for a ceasefire in Gaza. On Thursday, Pope Francis accepted the resignation of Cardinal George Alencherry, Major Archbishop of the Syro-Malabar Archiepiscopal Church of Ernakulam-Angamaly in the Indian state of Kerala. The Holy See has also accepted the resignation of Archbishop Andrews Thashath from his position as the Apostolic Administrator of the Ernakulam-Angamaly Archeparchy. The Pope has appointed Bishop Bosco Putur as Apostolic Administrator and Bishop Sebastian Vania Purakal as Syro-Malabar Church Administrator until a new Archbishop is elected. Pope Francis also urged members of the Syro-Malabar Diocese of Ernakulam to abide by the decisions of the Holy Synod and stay away from being transformed into a sect. This comes amid a liturgical dispute about the orientation of the Holy Kurbana, which has engulfed the church. Following a Travis County District Judge's ruling that granted a 31-year-old woman permission to move forward with an abortion, arguing that her case falls under the exceptions allowed under the state's abortion law, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton warned the doctor and hospitals involved with the woman's case that they are not immune from civil or criminal liability for violating the state's abortion law. The court issued a temporary restraining order on Thursday that protects the woman from prosecution alongside her husband and her physician for performing the abortion. The Attorney General sent letters to 3 Houston-based hospitals warning them about the consequences they must face for moving forward with the abortion procedure. Ken Paxton stated that the woman's doctor did not meet all of the elements necessary to fall within an exception to Texas's abortion laws and that the judge was not medically qualified to make this determination. Abortion laws in Texas are among the strictest in the United States, prohibiting abortion in most circumstances. Sheboygan County District Attorney Joel Umansky expressed his disagreement with a recent ruling by a Wisconsin circuit judge who reaffirmed her earlier ruling stating that an 1840s law protecting unborn babies applies not to consensual abortions but only to feticide. In a statement released on Wednesday, Umansky conveyed his intention to appeal the court's decision. He emphasized that in his view, the statute plainly applies to abortions. The executive director of Wisconsin Right to Life, Heather Weininger, denounced the ruling and called it disappointing. She also expressed concern that instead of providing support for women and families in the post-Dobbs landscape, they are putting lives on the line. The day of the District Citizenship March in Defence of Life Against Abortion in Brasilia, the capital of Brazil, has been established and included in the official calendar of events in the Federal District. The day will be celebrated annually every second Tuesday of June. After intense debate on the 7th of December, the ordinary session of the Legislative Chamber approved the inclusion of the day. The bill, authored by District Deputy Martins Machado, is intended to raise awareness about respecting human life all the way from conception to natural death. The proposal now goes to the Governor for approval. The first Courage to be a Christian award has been presented by UK Aid to the Church in Need International to the survivors of the 2022 Pentecost Sunday attack on Nigeria's St Francis Xavier Church in the Diocese of Ondo. The award, which is part of ACN's Red Wednesday activities, recognises those who demonstrated fortitude and faith in the face of persecution. This award was created to remind society of the persecution faced by Christians all around the world. The deadly shooting and bombing occurred on the 5th of June last year, leaving 41 people dead and 80 injured. The Catholic Church in Ireland has expressed its opposition to proposed legislation on assisted dying. In a presentation to the Joint Oireachtas Committee on Assisted Dying, Ms Petra Conroy and Dr Margaret Naughton, who represented the Irish Catholic Bishops' Conference, stated that the Catholic Church regards the service of those who are sick and dying as an integral part of its mission. Reiterating the Church's opposition to the deliberate ending of human life, both for reasons of faith and for reasons connected with the defence of the common good, they emphasise that the life and death of each person have an impact on others, and there is no such thing as a life without meaning or value. They requested that instead of recommending the legalisation of assisted suicide, the committee should advocate strongly for greater investment in the provision of palliative care across Ireland, as well as better awareness of its scope and purpose, which they said was often poorly understood. Islamic State propaganda is now coming back to seduce a new generation of teenagers. That's according to France's General Directorate for Internal Security, Nicolas Lerner. In an interview with Le Monde on Thursday, he said 3 attack plots foiled in 2023 involved individuals who were all under the age of 20. He warned that the Islamist group has found a new appeal among younger people. France has witnessed multiple terror attacks in recent months. Just last week, a man who had pledged allegiance to the Islamic State killed a German tourist and injured 2 others near the Eiffel Tower in Paris. Following the incident, French Prime Minister Elisabeth Borne said the country would not surrender to terrorism. The Ukrainian capital city Kyiv's main Christmas tree was lit on St. Nicholas's Day by Mayor Vitaly Klitschko. The chief Orthodox Church in Ukraine has also approved a new calendar, moving the observance of Christmas to December the 25th to differentiate it from the Russian customs, in which Christmas is celebrated on January the 7th in accordance with the Julian calendar. Earlier this year, a majority of Ukrainians who are Orthodox Christians, as well as the Church itself, agreed to abandon the calendar. The Christmas tree is funded by private donations, as public funds in Ukraine are set aside for the army. Nearly 600 North Korean defectors vanished after a forceful deportation by China in October. This was revealed in a report released by the Seoul-based Transitional Justice Working Group on Thursday. Though the identities of the defectors remain unknown, the report indicates that the majority of them are women. According to the report, the group, branded as criminals and traitors, is likely to experience torture, imprisonment, sexual assaults, and even execution. In October, China's foreign ministry denied the existence of so-called defectors in the country, arguing that North Koreans had illegally entered China for economic reasons. The ministry stated that China always handles the issue according to the law. The report describes the incident as the largest mass repatriation of its kind in years. As the number of migrants crossing the highly dangerous Darien Gap in Panama has surpassed 500,000 this year, UN Refugee Chief Filippo Grandi has urged Western states to establish policies to discourage asylum seekers from taking dangerous routes. The migrants are often subject to robbery, sexual violence, human trafficking, extortion and kidnapping as they attempt to pass to Central America. With a record number of people fleeing their countries due to wars, poverty and climate change, Western governments are under pressure to adopt a harder stance on asylum seekers, including deportation plans. Archaeological digs in the city of David National Park have uncovered 16 ceramic roof tiles, providing rare physical evidence of a Greek presence in ancient Jerusalem. The findings, published in the Journal of Hellenistic Pottery, date back to the reign of Greek Seleucid king Antiochus IV Epiphanes, who spread Greek culture to other regions. According to the books of the Maccabees in the Holy Bible, he imposed Hellenistic views on the Jews in Jerusalem, desecrated the city's holy temple, and sparked a Jewish revolt. The researchers identified that the roof tiles date back to this period by means of stratigraphic processes. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us again next time for more, and do remember in the meantime, you can always visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.